What is going on, guys? Pomps187 here, and once again I left it ages between videos. This is the RRL Singapore Grand Prix. You've hopefully watched my previous 4 videos on this league. You probably haven't, but either way, I doubt anyone's watching this anyway. I mean, it's like 5 days since this race has happened, so everyone's completely forgotten about it, including me. So we're going to go through this bit by bit. I'm going to watch it again because it's taking me so long to commentate this video. I'm not quite sure why, but hey ho. It's a wet qualifying, as you can see, around the Singapore Grand Prix. This is round 6 of the RRL League. I am leading the championships going into this race. Championships, there's no constructors, but Singapore, one of my worst tracks in F1, not gonna lie, and the rain, I was feeling very sketchy. This qualifying lap though was good until I locked up massively into that third sector. I was nearly a second up, and I would have improved massively, but unfortunately I think I lost like half a second there. I only improved by half a second instead. So I only go P4 when it could have been higher, and I miss actually time the weather because it eased up towards the end of the session, so it could have been a lot higher. But well, P8, let's see what can happen. And as you can see from the graphic there, it is a mostly wet race. So let's see how things go. Look, judging by the graphic, it's like rain for most of it. So it's going to be a very sketchy and very sweaty Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go for a very, very tentative start. We don't want to bid it. We want to try and get points if possible. You know, to add to our tally, as we're still leading the championship, we don't want to bottle it around this very soaking Singapore. So still in P8 as we are going through the first 2 corners, and we've already got a safety car. Huh, that did not take long at all. I'm surprised the safety car stayed on for this league, to be honest, considering that we've had quite a few issues, quite a bit of debate, whether safety car should stay on or off or not. And as you can see, and I mean, there's no real spoilers, it'll reappear during this race. Yeah, especially around a soaking wet Singapore, there's going to be a lot of bottles. Anyway, the next clip I'm going to play is from Penske's stream, and he wanted to include it for some reason, so here you go.
Edge got a better start.
Oh my god, Mitchell.
Nice traction. Edge has murdered Bingham.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, you
fucking
retards.
Who was that?
Well, I'm already going to...
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh my god. Fucking hell, why?
Well, it starts.
What happened?
I don't know, people just crashing in
Well, it
front
just
of me and
looks
I
wet.
got picked up in it.
I didn't... Oh, it was
Someone
actually a
crashed,
crash.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was a
That's
crash.
alright.
I've got no family.
So yeah, that was on board with Penske's start to that race. So yeah, a little bit of chaos there. Edge took the start and actually took out Bingham. And as you can see, Edge was being a little bit of an idiot in the safety car for some reason. He kept trying to overtake me all the time, go alongside me. You know, under safety car, you're meant to leave a few cars ahead so you don't get damaged, so you don't cause any chaos. But Edge clearly wasn't getting any of that, and decides to hit the back of me there. Like, I was sure I weaved into his path, but I was trying to warm up the tyres. Maybe it was a little bit my fault, but either way, thanks to him, see, once again, he's trying to overtake me again for no reason under safety car. Like, how hard is it to just stay behind? So he's already jumped the start, taken out Bingham, caused me a 5-second penalty, which is bullshit, and he's already bottled this restart and given the position to, I think it was Top Banter if it took him. So really annoying. So now we're on the back foot already in this race due to people just don't know how to do a restart. But this is on board of AOR Charlie. I included a few guys clips from this race as Max Blade takes himself out under, well, it's not under safety car, it's on the safety car restart pretty much, and costs them the position to Penske actually. So as you can see, like mistakes in this sort of weather, this sort of track as well, is very easy to do. Alan Hugo made a little bit of a mistake ahead where he could have dove to the inside, but I just thought better of it. Let's not go for any risky moves just yet. Let's just try and get our footing, try and get some good pace, and let's see how we go. So on lap 7, we're still trying to do that, but unfortunately we get a bit of a mistake there. Very squirmy on the traction. Once again, default setup, so there was no rear stability at all. It was like driving on ice, and Top Banter got past me in McLaren. So yeah, but once again, lap 10, what happens here from memory? I think he makes a mistake here. A little bit of front wing flying off and hitting my car there, and Yeah, so as I said, mistakes very easy to do. We're sort of still keeping with the top guys, sort of. But once again, just trying to keep it on the road. Mistakes, well, no mistakes if possible. Top punter there, squirming it into the wall on traction, and we're back up into P8 with Alan Hugo, a few seconds up the road. This is lap 12 now. Then once again, this is the throw. It's the Edge again. He's a lap down. He's been into the wall, and that's a safety car. So Edge once again driving like an honest. I take a clip of it, and crashing in a straight line. So good job. So yeah, this is a safety car, and what the trick I missed, by the way, as Jared bins it into the wall under safety car as I perform an illegal overtake, even though he binned in the wall, but oh well. He was actually, well, he's second in the championship, so that's a very costly mistake for him as he dives into the pit lane. In fact, he nearly misses the pit lane. Zombie spins in the pit lane entry there. I hope you can see that on the left hand side. Zombie, actually, I was about to mention this, but he pitted for the dry tyres, which I was amazed about, really, because it still looks wet. There's still spray coming from the tyres. It's still raining. It's visibly still raining. But Jeff actually came on the radio around now-ish and requested a strategy change to the dry tyres. And Zombie, and I think Mitchie and Bingham all came in for the dries. So on this restart here, you can see I have no grip, just like the cars ahead, as I once again go wide on the entry to that corner. Mass Berserk is struggling massively ahead as well. So just no grip on these wets now, even though the track still looks kind of wet. We're looking big about the inside line there, but really it's not really that much grip to try and do that with. Withers is now behind, but the Zombie is right behind him trying to get through. So those guys have made an absolute genius call with the strategy. I missed out as well as Berserk, Jared and Ryan, so the championship contenders have all done the same thing as me. Like, they've all stayed out of the wet tyre because they just aren't aware the track is dry enough for the dries, apparently. And Zombie, go around my outside. He gives me just enough room, but I understeer to the side of him. Luckily, no damage either is there, none of us spinning into the barrier. But as you can see, there's a yellow flag behind, and Mitchie has left the session. What the hell has happened to him? So we're going to go on board with Penske here, and looks like he's racing Withers, who was on the wets, and Withers and looks like he's broke himself and crashed into Mitchie, forcing him down the escape road, which was really unfortunate. Mitchie was doing really well in this race and could have definitely got a podium with the way things are going. And coming into the pit lane now, we sped into the pit lane. So this race has been absolute chaos, and there's a lot more still to go. There's cars queuing in the pit lane. We've got a 5-second stop go, which we're going to serve from Edge nonцing me, and actually no, we're definitely going to front wing change. No, we kept our front wing intact. But we're being held in the pit lane. We've got three McLarens and 2 Red Bulls steamed down the pit lane. We've been jumped by Charlie, Penske, and a few others maybe? I'm not quite sure. But yeah, we're trying to rejoin the track now, and the track is still pretty slippery, and unfortunately, we make a noncy mistake and get front wing damage. Yeah, this race was not going well for me at all at this point. Lap 17, I'm now outside the points, with Charlie ahead. I had front wing damage, and I have a 5-second stop go for speeding to the pit lane, and I'm pretty sure I had at least one penalty at this point as well. So, I was, yeah, there you go actually, I think that was my first penalty, so things weren't looking well, although I was sort of keeping up with Charlie and the other guys ahead, as Mitchie retires from the session, a virtual safety car this time, and there you can see, I think he rejoined the session and crashed a few laps later, so really unfortunate for him. He just was not having the best of races, and once again he's left the session. Top Banter's now getting a little bit squirmy on the accelerator corner, and then lost position to Charlie, so that 3-car battle pack ahead. We're sort of still keeping with it, but unfortunately Jared is now caught up from behind, as Charlie spinner on the exit of that's actually turn 3, isn't it? So that cost me a little bit. Jared is now completely caught up to the back of me. I've understeered through this corner as I got damage on the left hand side. Jared's got way more grip, but hopefully with McLaren straight line speed we can hold the inside line into the braking zone for turn 6, I believe. He dummies to the inside line. We brake as late as possible. We're slightly off the track, and what's happened to him? He's just gone off. So what actually happened is I had a lag bubble or something. I lagged quite a bit as I get more damage as I make a clip for the Jared incident. But I lagballed back into Jared, pushed him into the wall, and now he has no front wing. So, yeah, that's really unfortunate. Not what I was wanting to do. I was actually hoping to have a little bit of a battle with Jared, but really unfortunate. Now I've got damage on both sides of my wing. I'm understeering like crazy. Charlie's all the way back at me, and he's going to look for the inside. Once again, trying to dump me again. I brake much later this time, running even further off the track, and Charlie gets a much better run. And once again, I corner cut for some reason. I don't know. It just wasn't a good race for me. I wasn't really learning or relearning any of the tricks I done for the past 2 races. But once again, safety cars come out because Jared understood into the pit lane entrance. I don't have a clip of that, unfortunately, but that's a bit of a costly mistake from him. Loads of guys are thinking that was a conspiracy to let Ryan win. I can assure you that it just wouldn't make sense for that to be a thing, especially as it helped me out as well, because I've now got a full front wing. I've served the 5 second stop and go, so it's now green flag to the end of the session. We've got air juice as the reason involved in this race. I'm not quite sure why. And there's going to be chaos ahead, surely. We've got quite a few cars very close to this on the 6th car restart. And there's a yellow flag. What is going on here? We've got 2 McLarens and edges spun round into the wall. We've got more contact ahead between the 2 Red Bulls, I believe. We're going to dissect those clips of what happened there a bit later on. But top banter, one of the 2 McLarens involved has rage quit and left the session. We've got more front wing flying. And we've got another safety car. So we're now P10 after all the kilometers, and we've got another safety car 4 laps in this race. I told you this race is insane. I definitely should have uploaded this earlier, but once again we're going to look at more clips of what the hell happened. This is Benny F1, who had really good pace in the wet conditions. It's got to be said that both him and Zombie were front runners in this race. They both were very quick in the change of positions around Singapore. As Benny goes for a massive dive bomb on Conrad Straight, Steve Bingham. Ryan capitalizes and goes through into the lead, and then gets completely dive bombed by Conrad Straight himself, who basically just tried to take out Ryan and force him to the wall. We're going to have a look on board of Ryan's POV, and it's going to get a much clearer picture. So there's Conrad Straight, or Forest Elbow, forcing Zombie into the wall. Ryan gets a great run on Zombie, and now Benny with the Red Bull slow in a straight line speed that they've got. That makes no sense, it wasn't a sentence. But Ryan is going to split the middle of the 2 Red Bulls here, get into the lead, and then it's going to have a Red Bull fly down its inside. That's actually pretty comical looking back at it. And now we're going to look on board with Toppy B, who has a penalty there for trying to dive from inside Mince Pie, and then he's going to get caught up as the guys all, yeah, they just, I don't know what that happened there. It looked like a sort of pirouette with the 2 McLarens spinning into the pit wall. We've got more cars pitting. I nearly took out Max Bait there as I was looking at see who was pitting on the inside there, and broke really late. But now lap 30, got green flag racing once again. But now P9. I think everyone is on a very similar sort of penalty situation, so I won't really gain any positions due to time penalties. But hopefully I'll gain more positions due to drama up ahead. So we've got Charlie who's lagging a little bit, trying to go side by side with Max May. We've got Forest Albo who's got no front wing ahead. For some reason he stayed out with no front wing, so I'm not quite sure why. He really wasn't driving that well. We've got Hugo who's spun round, and we've got Forest Albo who's taken out Max May. I've dived up in the middle of them, and now a glitchy tyre barrier. I've now got a red front wing. I've taken out, I've had Savory smash into the back of me as I completely stopped dead on track, thanks to that barrier. Everything was happening there. We'll go and review in a second and look at my last lap of the race. But first I'm going to play a clip from Penske and view his last lap drama.
Oh my god. No!
Bruh, what the hell did I just hear?
Penske, come on, I'll let you do it, come on. Keep going.
Fucking British
He had the podium as well, and he's like, nah. Derek's still 10th as an AI, mate. Oh, P4, Penske P4. Bloody hell.
I'm so sorry.
So yeah, poor Penske there, taken out by Charlie unintentionally, which cost him a podium because he was pretty good on penalties compared to the guys ahead. But now we have half a front wing. We've got to try and defend our position of P6 now to the end of the race. I'll I'll let you know, both Savory and Hugo behind both have exactly the same penalty situation. I wasn't aware of it at the time, but I just wanted to defend as much as possible. Yeah, like without that damage, I could have like been involved in that Penske and Charlie tussle that they had. As I have another warning, I'm pretty sure I have 2 penalties, but so do the guys behind. Yeah, I've already mentioned penalties. But yeah, this front wing damage really affected me. I'm pretty sure the 2 guys behind both have a little bit of damage themselves. I could be wrong. But Savory now looking for the good run down the DRS straight, even though there's no DRS in these cars. We've got Rich Mix, who's brake a little bit early, and he swoops around the outside. Nice clean overtake from him. Well, I say clean, he runs a little bit off-road. And now I have to turn for the corner. Hugo tried to dominate me there, but I had to turn in the corner very sharply there, as I didn't want to hit the tyre barrier, which was still on the circuit. We've got Red Bull ghosting through me, with us as the lap down, trying to get involved for some reason. And now we've got half a lap left to try and hold on to P7. We've got Hugo right behind us, looking very aggressive and threatening. And can we hold on to this good position? We defend the inside line into the hairpin. Savory looks like I'm not going to get any sort of comeback in him, unfortunately. He's now going to drive off the road with his better front wing. But Hugo trying to go for the dive bomb into the hairpin. We leave enough room there. Withers has spun out. Drama still unfolding here. Hugo complained after the race and said that I didn't leave enough room there. Even though I definitely did, I feel. So I feel like Hugo's just complaining about nothing. Sorry Hugo, but that's what I feel. So, few corners left from home. Hugo has another attempt to dive bomb, dive on the inside there. That's just never going to work. That's not really a top opportunity. An ambitious lunge. And now we've got 2 corners away from home. We're understeering like crazy. He's trying to go round our outside in the final corner, but we're just about hang on for P7 there. A good recovery, considering we were out the points for a lot of that race due to many dramas. Yeah, just so much happened. I should have definitely uploaded this race earlier. It's just a shame that no one's watching it because it's 5 days too late. But, oh well. Those that have watched it, probably just Penske to be honest. Hope you guys enjoyed. So, Jared DNF'd, so that's going to hit him a bit in the championship. But Ryan got second, actually, with Zombie taking the win and no penalties. So, congrats to him. So Ryan now moves into P2, I believe about 13 points behind in the standings, which we're going to look at now. So we still retain our championship lead, so in a way this race wasn't actually that bad. We still retain our championship lead, even though they couldn't, Ryan cut into it slightly. It could have been a lot worse. I knew Singapore wasn't going to be a strong track of mine, and I knew it was going to be about damage limitation, which we sort of did. We got lucky and unlucky that race, just so many ups and downs, so much drama, so many collisions, safety cars, rain. Yeah, what more can you want in a very chaotic race? If this was real life, this would have been up there as one of the greatest races ever. But I hope you guys enjoyed anyway, and the next race is Hungary, so I'll see you guys then. Poms out.